which I liked, working both for a large firm followed by the federal government, mainly in the area of labor and employment law. And that was in the mid to late 1990s. My husband was also working, or I guess he was my boyfriend at the time, working in Washington, D.C., and he is also a lawyer, and we heard that the American Bar Association had initiated a really interesting program of getting volunteer lawyers from throughout the United States to travel to the former Soviet states and former socialist or communist economies that had pretty much gone, their forms of government had pretty much tumbled after 1989. The American Bar Association, knowing that there are a lot of unhappy American lawyers, said, why don't you go take a year without pay in some remote destination? And that's when Poland was remote, Hungary was remote. That was a real interesting destination. And so that's where our lawyers started, and actually found that it was a pretty fun job even when you weren't getting paid. And then the program really moved east and south, and there were literally hundreds of volunteer lawyers for 1 or 2 years at a time going into the former Soviet Union, the Stans, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan. Brian and I had the opportunity to travel to the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. And I'll say as an aside, that is its formal UN-recognized name because the Greeks really have a problem with their using the word Macedonia. When we arrived in Macedonia in 1997, they said we were just around the corner from solving this problem with the Greeks. 14 years later, they're still at it, so we didn't solve that. But like many other, yes?
Maybe they can trade it for a bailout.
That is actually a very plausible idea, and